Hey guys, it's me, Dr. Pam here. I just wanted to check in and give you all a really quick update. And I'm holding my phone, so it will be a quick update. Hello again. And for those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Pam, holistic doctor, metaphysician, and also psychic. And I have some information that I would just wanted to share, and that was given to me. I stepped out for lunch, went out and did a couple little errands, and the grocery store is pretty empty. It's a little bit scary, right? I even found myself in that a little bit of a negative kind of a feeling, right? And then I pulled over, I went hiking, did some praying and started to feel a little bit better. And I was asked to share some news with everybody. So that's what I'm doing. So there were a lot of people out on the trail, which was really nice, right? People were out, getting out and about. Some people were smiling. The best way to describe a lot of how people are feeling right now, I guess, is, like a roller coaster, right? And I feel like that makes sense, right? Parts of the roller coaster ride are fun, and parts of the roller coaster ride can be a little bit scary. And so this is a scary time for sure, especially when you look around and you see nothing on the shelves, barely any cans, or, very scarce. There was also, honestly though, I'll say this too, the other side of the coin was that there was a peaceful feeling that came with that, right? I kind of felt a little bit like, wow, back to simple times, basic times. There was only maybe 5 different, salads or lettuces to choose from instead of the 22 that we normally have, right? So I jotted a few things down. So I wanted to remind everybody to just break out of themselves, right? So what does that mean? So if you are somebody who, maybe goes left out of the driveway every day, go right. I mean, that's a very basic thing, and I'm keeping it simple, but kind of like this. If you never got up at 3 in the morning and started your day, get up at 3 in the morning. Go to bed at 7 at night. One of the things that this virus has afforded everybody is an opportunity to sleep in really, right? And to kind of do what they want to do. I know we still have work opportunities and we have children and we have all those things, but it's a little bit different, right? We could sleep in less time than we have to take a shower maybe and make ourselves, breakfast and all that stuff before we head out the door. So those are all bonuses. So during this time, maybe one day a week, do something like that, right? Just try it out. Go hiking if you don't go hiking. It's a good excuse to get outside, right? Again, the remedy for this virus is nature. So that's it. I mean, truly. So just do something a little bit different, okay? Try something different. And that way, too, if you start to get antsy and you start to get bored, which I know we all are, because I am too myself, right? And so I understand. So that's one thing. And then the other thing that was told to me was, we're bombarded all the time with everybody talking to us, right, at work, and maybe news, and on the way to work, the radio. We have an opportunity now to unplug, right? We can actually have silence and have true silence, right? Have a lot of quiet in our life. And so it's a opportunity to try that out. Maybe put some earplugs in even, and practice, see what it's like to just have silence for the day. I once did that at an ashram in India, and I remember how shocking it was at first, right, to sit there and have meals and nobody speaking. But it was true. They rang the bell at 5 in the morning and you were silent until 2 p.m. and then you could speak. And even then it wasn't much, okay? So that was challenging. So this is challenging, and I understand that completely, okay? And so I also want to say that we all have some extra guides around us too, all right? Music is influential. I was listening to a gentleman today, Kyle Gray. I was introduced to him just by random chance. I say that, loosely. I was going through YouTube and he popped up, but he was doing some singing bowls, and that really spoke to me this morning. So maybe, again, doing something different that you forgot that you loved, or maybe something that you didn't even know that you loved, right? Okay. The other thing too, let's see. Oh, this was the big question, okay? And I've been asked this, and will this get worse before it gets better? And I say to you, well, what does better and worse look like, right? And I will also tell you again and remind you that there are 2 sides to every coin, okay? So there's a heads and a tails, okay? So will it get worse as far as us having to stay quarantined longer than what they're telling us? Yes, probably. Okay? I kind of have that feeling that that's true, that will happen. What does that mean? What does that look like? Little by little, again, we're being taken care of, okay? This is a virus that came in from a higher source so that we could all wake up. So however long it takes for everybody to wake up, right? Last person coming up from behind, okay? So it's important. And this feather here that I travel with for safety and protection, I found it back in my sister's front yard back in September, oh gosh, of 2013, at a time when I really needed it. And it was just sticking straight up, and I grabbed it. And I travel everywhere with it, and it means a lot to me. Find something that means a lot to you right now, right? That's what I'm getting, is that, you know, in this time of quarantine, and especially if we're waiting for others, it might take a little bit longer than we can maybe stand, some of us, okay? And so find something to do. Find something important to you. Find something that speaks to you. Let spirit come in and speak to you, right? Let them bring you messages. Go for a walk, ask to find feathers. I used to, not trick them, but I used to play a little game, and I'd say, okay, I'm gonna find a Snickers wrapper today. And I would. Can I say every time? I don't know. You stop, at first you're like, oh my gosh, right? And then it's more and more times, and it turns into 100 times, it turns into 1,000 times. It's not that it's less impressive, it's just that, you run out of film on your camera. So there's people behind me. Hope they don't mind being on video. I'd like to ask everybody too, I'm debating doing a little bit of I am trying to respect those folks. I am debating doing a series for children, okay? For those of you who don't know, I was a school counselor for many years, and I still hold that licensure. And I was considering, of course, with everything happening, with kids having to be at home, just doing a little bit of a weekly, reach out, just giving some good, solid advice and some help. And coming from it from both perspectives, right? Something that was always hard to do in the classroom as a guidance counselor is you really can't talk about spiritual things. So, all of my videos always are going to be G or PG. Okay, I say PG because, parental guidance just means, hey, what is she talking about maybe, right? Especially if we start talking about some things related to angels. And there are a lot of kids that are coming in now that are super gifted, right? And what about the kids that are coming in now during this virus time, right? Who are they? And I believe that they are all star children, right? And there are crystal children, there's indigo children, we have all sorts of varieties. We have the Palladian children, we have, and this is where, parental guidance, or actually, I should say the kids could probably even explain this better, right? Than sometimes we even as parents, because it might not even be something, I'm not a parent yet, but as something that we, necessarily even know about, right? But these kids that are coming in, and certainly our kids now, are really here to help us. So I just want to give this quick little update and just let everybody know that, hey, it's okay, all right? Reach out. And if you get bombarded by all of the emails and all the text, take a break. That's what today is for me. And I just had to take a break. And I looked at the weather forecast, and I saw it was going to rain tomorrow. So it's a perfect time, right? Perfect excuse to get out. Sometimes it's fun to just bring your office right into the car, right? And then go for a hike and bring your lunch, just do something different, okay? Make yourself excited, make yourself happy. Find something to do, okay? Reach out maybe to somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. Just find something that lightens your heart, right? And lightens the load. And remember, okay, there's always somebody who's going through something much worse than you're going through right now. That I believe, okay? We get down on things, and it's hard, right? Always to stay positive. And we don't have to always stay happy. Staying positive, though, I just heard Spirit say is very important. And I did just listen to Wayne Dyer and The Power of Intention, okay? So this is a great time, too, I've listened to it many times, but it's just a good thing to listen to as a reminder, okay? Whatever we intend, right? Whatever we intend, we pretend. Those of us that know how to make magic wishes come true, okay? So just pretend it's already done, right? It's intended, and just pretend it's done. Whatever we think about, we bring about, and that is absolutely true, right? And so that is also good advice about the virus. And again, just because you get it doesn't mean that anything will happen to you. All it will simply mean is that you needed to get it. Anybody who gets it, okay, is because they needed to get it so that they could transcend. We are all waiting for everybody to transcend, okay? So do I think it's going to get better before it gets worse? Again, two sides of a coin. I think it's going to get different, okay? How about that? It's going to get different. And we've all done a great job. And remember, we have some stellar sources right now helping us. Maybe beings that are really here to know we knew about this date. And we will talk about this next time. And this is where we'll lead into our next talk, okay? Not the children talk, but the talk for the adults. So give me some feedback if you would like to. Thank you for those who have reached out and I shame myself, and nobody shames me but myself. For I had fear about doing this. I started it last year, started the year before, and then it seemed like it was a little bit complicated, right? And I think I shared that, I felt like I was just waiting, right, for my number to be called to do this. And so now here it is. And so when we wait patiently and we wait for everybody, right, that's when the magic can happen. What is your magic? And this is my magic, right, is sharing the magic with you all, okay? So that's my magic, and that's what I'm finding out. And believe it or not, folks, I didn't even know that, right? Cool. So what is your magic? And this is a time to make that happen during this quarantine time, right? So here's the joke for the day, all right? I got 2 of them. So this came from my niece, Julie, who will be 6 years old tomorrow. Happy birthday, Julie. I remember the day that you were born, sitting there waiting patiently for you to come out. But the joke is, what color is, what is, I already messed it up. What is a cat's favorite color? Give up? Purple. Super cute. So shout out to Julie. All right, guys. I had another joke too. This one's for the adults, and it's not dirty or anything. No joke on here will ever be dirty. You can be rest assured. So what is the martini that you can drink at home alone? The quarantini. Haha. All right. Peace out, guys. Thanks for listening to the silly humor, and thanks for paying attention. And there's a book that just came to me that I'm being asked to shout out. It's called Sacred Signs by Adrienne Calabrese, I believe. It was bought to me from a friend many, many years ago, probably about 15, 20 years ago. And I read it, and I liked it a lot. So I'm just being told to just share that with you all and to start reading. And I'll try to remember at the end of every session, or as I'm guided to, give you some recommendations of some movies and things. A good movie I told you was The Giver. It's also out in book form too, but that's a good movie. Okay? All right, guys. Peace out. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. And remember, use your thieves. And if you don't have thieves, then use, tea tree oil, put some even lemon oil, anything like that. I believe that just keeping the body alkalized, right, is the key to keeping yourself healthy. Okay? All right, guys. Talk to you soon.